Welcome to this heartfelt plea. I know you're hurting, and I don't blame you. But please, don't dismiss this message. I've relived our moments together countless times, wondering what I could have done differently. The silence between us feels like an insurmountable barrier. All I can do is implore you, listen now, before it's too late. I don't want to face tomorrow with the knowledge that I let you slip away without a fight. The what-ifs haunt me. What if I'd tried harder? What if you'd given me another chance? Don't let this message go unread. The weight of silence is crushing me. I know I've wronged you, but is walking away really what you want? Once you shut the door, there's no turning back. We'll become nothing more than a fading memory. Please, don't let that happen. Hear me out, and let's find a way to mend what's broken. I reject the notion that our story ends in silence, that the memories we forged together were mere fleeting moments. I yearn for a whisper, a hint of life, a response that shatters the stillness. As I gaze at the screen, my heart beats with anticipation, willing your name to appear, bearing a message that might mend the fractures. But the silence stretches on, an endless canvas of uncertainty. What haunts me is the possibility that pride, anger, or fear might hold you back from responding. That one day, in a moment of reflection, you'll wonder if you should have seized this chance to repair what's broken. Will you look back and realize that this message was the crossroads, the moment when holding on could have changed everything? My heart beats with a desperate longing as I implore you. Hear my words, understand my soul. If you turn a deaf ear to this message, it won't just be me you'll regret losing. I'm suspended in limbo, my gaze fixed on the screen, willing it to spring to life with a response, a sign that you're still invested, still willing to listen. But the silence is a palpable force, a weight that presses upon me with each passing moment. Perhaps this is the crucible that will reveal the true metal of our love. I'm reluctant to accept that what we shared can evaporate without a struggle. The thought lingers, a haunting specter, as I ponder whether to send another message. My fingers hover, poised in uncertainty, before I realize that I've said all I can. The fate of our love now rests in your hands. Will you choose to salvage what we have, or will the silence prevail? I leave you with this final entreaty. Don't let this message fade into the ether. If you do, I fear you'll awaken one day, years hence, to the realization that you relinquished something precious. The screen remains dark, a seemingly impassable chasm between us, as the silence deepens, an unyielding weight that threatens to consume me. I vowed to myself that I wouldn't reach out again, that I'd leave our fate in your hands. But the weight of uncertainty is crushing me. What if you underestimate the gravity of this moment? What if you think this is just another fleeting disagreement? This is the crossroads, the moment that will redefine everything. If you let this chance slip away, if you ignore my plea, we may never find our way back to each other. I'm struggling to keep my anxiety at bay, my heart racing with every passing second. Perhaps you need time to reflect, perhaps you're reading my words, weighing your decision, wondering if you can still trust us. But love isn't just about waiting for the perfect moment, it's about fighting for what truly matters, even when the odds seem insurmountable. That's what I'm doing, fighting for our love, fighting for us, even when it feels like I'm the only one holding on. So, listen to me, baby. This isn't just another message, it's a desperate cry from the depths of my soul. I'm standing at the edge of everything we've built, waiting to see if you'll join me in rebuilding our shattered dreams. Our fate hangs in the balance, suspended between two worlds. Will you reach out and pull me back from the precipice, or will you let me tumble into the unknown? The silence is deafening, a heavy mist that shrouds our future. If you choose to ignore this message, to let the stillness stretch out like an endless canvas, I fear that one day you'll awaken to the realization that you should have responded. But by then, the moment will be lost, and the weight of regret will be crushed. The screen remains a blank slate, a haunting reminder of the uncertainty that grips me. The silence is a palpable force, a presence that taunts me with the possibility that you're intentionally ignoring me, or worse, that you've simply moved on, leaving me to pick up the shattered remnants of our love. I'm trapped in a labyrinth of uncertainty, where every moment feels like an eternity. The thought that you're reading my words, yet deliberately choosing to remain silent, is a painful realization. Our love has devolved into a desperate plea, where I'm forced to beg you not only to stay but to care. We arrived at a crossroads, where the past and present collide. The silence is a palpable force, a weight that presses upon me with each passing moment. As the stillness stretches on, I'm left wondering, are you waiting for me to surrender, to exhaust my last vestiges of hope? The waiting game has become a cruel torment, a battle of wills that's testing the very foundations of our love. With every tick of the clock, I feel the ground beneath me shifting, leaving me questioning whether our bond is strong enough to withstand the silence that threatens to consume us. In desperation, I whisper your name, despite knowing you can't hear me. Frustration and anguish swirl within me, threatening to overwhelm my senses. Why must I beg you to fight for our love? Shouldn't our bond be strong enough to withstand the trials we're facing? Perhaps the problem lies in the fact that I'm the only one still clinging to our love. My grip on my phone tightens as I contemplate sending another message, but I hesitate. Love shouldn't be a one-sided pursuit, a game of chasing someone who refuses to acknowledge me. The minutes tick by at a glacial pace, each second feeling like an eternity. Still, I stare at the screen, my heart begging for a response, any sign that you still care. But the silence is deafening, and with each passing moment, I feel our connection slipping further away. I never imagined it would come to this, me, sending message after message, waiting in vain for a response that may never come. It's a painful realization that you hold all the power, while I'm left hoping against hope that you still. The harsh truth begins to dawn on me. If you truly cared, wouldn't you have responded by now? I take a deep breath, trying to convince myself that you simply need time, but the doubt has already taken root, and I'm left wondering if I'm just clinging to a love that's already lost. I imagine you're lost in thought, weighing your words, and wondering if this is truly the end or just a temporary halt. But as the minutes tick by, I'm consumed by the uncertainty. How long must I linger in this limbo, clinging to a love that's slowly unraveling? In a whispered plea, I beg you to reconsider, though I know you can't hear me. In this moment, you hold the reins, and I'm left grasping at the fragile threads of our relationship. The harsh reality is that I'm powerless to keep you from walking away. I'm torn between the desire to hold on and the knowledge that I cannot force you to stay. I cannot compel you to see the value of what we're on the brink of losing. And so, I'm faced with the devastating truth. This may be our final farewell. This is my final plea, my last attempt to reach out and rekindle the flame that once burned bright between us. Don't ignore this message, for if you do, I fear you'll regret it when the realization of what you've lost finally sets in. The silence is deafening, a chasm that seems to grow wider with each passing moment. I'm left wondering if you're even considering my words, or if you've already made the choice to walk away. The thought sends a shiver down my spine, a cold realization that I may be fighting a losing battle. I think back to the days when our love seemed invincible, when we vowed to stand by each other through thick and thin. But now, I'm left standing alone, begging for scraps of attention, pleading for a chance to rekindle what we once had. The pain of rejection is a heavy burden to bear, but the weight of uncertainty is crushing me. How long must I wait for a response, for a sign that you still care? How long must I fight for a love that seems to be slipping through my fingers like sand? I take a deep breath, my fingers hovering over the keyboard as I contemplate sending one final message. It's a last-ditch effort, a desperate attempt to see if you'll meet me halfway, if you'll fight for us with the same ferocity that I am. But as I look at the blank screen, I'm met with the haunting realization that I may be the only one left fighting. As I poised my thumb over the send button, a mix of emotions swirled within me. This message was my last resort, my final plea to shatter the oppressive silence. If you chose to ignore it, I knew you'd come to regret it. My hand trembled, not from fear of sending the message, but from the uncertainty of what lay ahead. Once I pressed send, I'd have exhausted my words, my hopes, and my heart. The thought sent a shiver down my spine. Taking a deep breath, I steeled myself for the outcome. I sent the message, and with it, I transferred the burden of response to you. The ball is now in your court, and I can only wait, my heart heavy with anticipation, as I wonder, will you answer, or will you let the silence consume us? The minutes tick by at a glacial pace, each second feeling like an eternity. I'm suspended in limbo, my emotions raw and exposed. I've laid my heart bare, and now I can only wait for your response. Will you meet me halfway, or will you turn your back on our love? The uncertainty is suffocating, making it hard to breathe. I'm trapped in this vortex of emotions, unable to escape until I hear from you. So I wait, my eyes fixed on the screen, my heart pounding in my chest. I wait for a response, for a sign that you still care. I wait for a glimmer of hope, a chance to redeem our love. A huge thank you to each and every one of you for watching, liking, and staying connected. Your unwavering support means the world to me, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to share my thoughts and emotions with you. Your engagement is what keeps me going, and I'm thrilled to have you all on this journey with me. Thank you again for your love and support. It's truly appreciated.